Hey Scorpio, it's MJ from Ultra Love TV. Happy to be here with all of you. So, my intention with tarot is to offer divine guidance and loving clarity for anyone who resonates with Ultra Love. Ultra Love is an online lifestyle brand dedicated to spirituality, sustainability, and freedom, healing the body through the heart. I teach yoga, tarot, and there's some merchandise. There's a book that I published about shadow work many years ago. So please feel free to check that out to support the brand, and of course like, subscribe, or not if you don't resonate. So let's get into the cards. My intention is divine guidance and loving clarity. This is for the month of July for Scorpio. Anyone who resonates, cross-watchers, if you're watching, obviously, take what resonates. Genders can be kind of mixed, or, divine guidance, loving clarity for my Scorpios. This is a potential fire sign walking away from something. Possibly feeling left out in the cold. King of Wands reverse, feeling left out in the cold. I don't think the King of Wands is you. You have maybe walked away from a King of Wands, or a King of Wands has walked away from you. There's definitely a walking away. There's a... Weirdly, I'm hearing something about like instant manifestation or breakthrough, or... So the Star card and the Devil, I'm going to get some clarity here. There's something like a freedom break, like breaking, maybe you're breaking free from an addiction. Yeah, moving to calmer waters for some of you. There's definitely an energy here of laying something down. So you might be walking away. Star card occurs. You could be walking away from a group of people. You could be walking away from, for some reason I'm hearing a tech company. You're laying stuff down and you're moving on with your life on an emotional level. You're kind of breaking free from stuff. And so there could be, who's this King of Wands? What's this King of Wands energy? There's definitely some sort of break or release or distance or separation, because somebody's feeling left out. Somebody's feeling abandoned, rejected, left out in the cold, that kind of vibratory. So the message I'm getting here is that this person doesn't want to work on it either. Like, or they're being stubborn, they don't want to work on it, they're licking their wounds. Yeah, there's some, this person's fairly burdened. Sort of like a closed book on many levels. This, whatever this person's going through. King of Wands would be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, right? They're in the reverse, so they're going through a hard time. They could be having health issues if this is an authority, like a father or a brother or uncle, right? Like, I'm interpreting it as a male energy because it's the king, right? So, but of course, especially with generals, you can do what you like. This feeling, there's this person's feeling left out. They're probably not communicating that, but they're also not wanting to work on it. Like, they could be somebody who just doesn't, who's really freaking stubborn. This could be somebody who's really stubborn. Maybe you once had a lot of love for this person, I'm not sure. Or faith, or... Either way, I think this is a burden you're going to release. So if this is a family member who's having a really hard time and you're trying to fix it and they're not taking any of your help or suggestions, then it might just be that you're ready to move on, right? You're ready to move forward. You're ready to let stuff go. You're ready to make some changes. Star card and Devil, this is more heart-related stuff. I just looked down at the Three of Swords, so there could be some dynamic heart healing taking place. This is also potentially what gives you the ability or the will to move along, right? To move on with your life. So it's not really about love, though, for you in this reading. I think it's more about your own... What's going on with Scarps? It's like it's more about your own integrity. This could be connected somehow to your mother as well. I mean, you could potentially say that there's both energies. There's paternal lineage healing. There's mother line healing. So there's stuff connected to your mom that you're healing, karmic stuff. So if you're in a relationship, you're just not focused on it. If you're not in a relationship, you're not focused on love right now. You're probably focused on healing some of this energy and trying to get yourself to a feeling of greater mental stability. Hence the rebirth card. So let's pick like one. I want to go through one. So have lots of compassion, especially with Ten of Swords. I would say like it's a supreme card for having loads of compassion for ourselves when we're in shadow work or just in life. Just in life, like, can we bring more compassion to the world? And what does that even mean? To me, compassion and empathy kind of go together. Like, I think it's quite challenging to actually have visceral, sincere compassion if you don't empathize with people. So, because to me, empathy is that ability to walk in someone else's shoes, to truly feel, or to or to kind of be able to suss energetically like how it feels or the hardship that somebody goes through. And so you feel compassion, you have love for people rather than judgment, rather than being uber duper critical, right? So pardon me. I think when you're going through this healing, this is healing some pretty dark energy, betrayal, shame. From some of you, again, there could be addiction connected or laced in there. I mean, at this point, I would dare say for our generation, it's just like widespread mass addiction because everybody's got an addictive brain because of our phones. And then sometimes I swing into these polarities too, where I'm like, even if we're not, there's this sort of almost like addiction to life or addiction to power, status. You know, like the way, I don't know, I just sometimes it's so broad and like expansive and infinite and then paradoxical that words fail us sometimes, right? Hence meditation, vibration. Oh my God, there it is. There, I made a top, a kid's top, and I think a unisex jumper that says meditation, vibration. Check it out. Hanuman. Yeah, this is very Scorpion. So pretty rad. It's like death, rebirth, cutting things loose. I mean, for some of you, you could be walking away from a working gig. Some of you, I'm getting that you could be walking away from like familial stuff too. It's just, it's like maybe for some of you, you've been financially supporting your mom and now you're not or something. I think some of you are having to reorient yourselves a little bit. Strength card. So, okay, so you've been through a whole bunch. You're starting to break free. You're starting to get a sense of moving forward, or maybe where to invest things or where to invest your time and energy. And then but then this, so often I think our culture and our kind of like normalized paradigm just doesn't give people time to heal. It doesn't give people time to really heal from cycles of life. And this is definitely a cycle, right? With the 10, there's two tens, there's a double 10. There is this sense of eventually moving forward. So I feel like you're over the hump of some of the worst or darkest or most painful, but you're still having to reinvigorate your strength And I think it's just through the gentle reinvigorating of your strength that you're going to, for example, get your libido back, or you're going to feel romantic again, or you're going to, so for some reason, like a lot of you, I'm considering this for me feels like a reading that you're already in a committed relationship, or you're just generally not looking for one. Something about this healing is gonna maybe just start to slightly open that window, so you start to feel a little bit more sausalicious, or a little bit, or you're wanting to take the husband or the wife, to a meal. You're wanting to go out date night, that hasn't happened in months because you've been under all this stress, right? Yeah, and that's it. You're this card came through before I started pulling the cards. Yeah, definitely. The black egg. There's definitely like a rebirth energy here. You're stepping onto the stage, I'm hearing. The stage of life. You're stepping onto that stage here. I think there's maybe been an expansion with your sense of self, your sense of confidence. This is going to help you in your career. There's a humility, there's a polarity, there's something here about being incredibly humble, being incredibly grounded, and then this is part of the key to your success. There's an evolution about here being on stage. Yeah, you're probably, if you've been doing a lot of this healing, if you've been resonating, you're now like really feeling like moving forward. It's because you've had a big frequency shift, so it could be kind of a sudden shift that you're suddenly attracting more opportunities for your career, or suddenly, if some of you are single in this reading, some of you might be attracting some dates, right? Yeah, definitely been a profound healing. For some of you, be mindful of some people that might not have your best interests at heart. The Venom card, I'm getting a sense of like, because there's an actual house in astrology. I think it's the 6th and 12th axes, but I could be wrong. But it actually talks about those areas of life where we have open enemies, and people that act out of jealousy or resentment or what have you. Those would be people that are somewhat open enemies, right? Like the people that gossip about us, or the people that pretend to be really nice to our face, but then are gossiping, or worse, behind the back, right? Like, those are people that once we find out they're open enemies, we're like, holy shazam, that person is doing that. Wow. Who does that? Yeah, okay, and so for some of you, there is this sense of the going within. I would dare say for some of you, you're going to want to enhance your meditation practice, or not just meditation, but like spiritual practices in general, I think will be really useful for you at this time. Meditation, breath work, journaling, that kind of stuff. I think you've been through this shift, but I also, with that Venom card, I'm getting a sense of if you move too quickly, you could kind of destabilize the land, or destabilize your new frequency. So take your time creating and processing and visioning what you're going after, what you're wanting. It's within us, right? That clarity of the picture, and also communication. Yeah, I'm curious. There's some good cards here. There's some stickiness as well. So I'm kind of curious for you, Scorpio, what you're going through, whether or not that resonates. And if not, no big deal. Have a great month of July. Love you guys so much. Super appreciate if you liked it. Comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And again, if you're repeatedly resonating, it might be worth booking a private reading. Love you guys loads. Have an awesome day, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.